6 surprising things. Europe and America are very different.
Okay, what are those?
I guess we shall see.
Well, I guess we shall see. Sarah, say hello to our friends.
Hi guys.
Oh, friends, thank you so much for all the support. We really appreciate that. That said, Sarah, ask them for the most important thing.
Guys, leave a like, thumbs up.
And if they subscribe,
You make our day.
damn right. Link for the original video below. By the way, nowadays you can also hype a video. Helps a lot. Please do it. And let's go.
Hello, America
Hi.
is
Hey,
a
Lotus.
confusing place, especially if you watch the news. But even outside of current affairs, when you get down to the day-to-day of life in this country, it was even more different than I expected it to be. Like, sure, I knew that Brits and Americans had different words for different things. I knew that pound for pound Americans had more teeth. But a great thing about moving to another country is
Good
discovering
one.
all those little details that aren't so commonly known. And so if you are the sort of person who likes learning about this kind of thing and you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, do that now.
My friends, do it for us.
In the
Yeah.
meantime, I have some things in the studio. This video is sponsored by Mondly,
Okay.
who are offering a fantastic
Let's play this
60% off their premium access at this spring sale at mondly.app/lostinthepond. Now, I could probably write an entire book on all of the many differences between British and American cars. I mean, you've got the terminology differences like boot.
Oh, terminology. Oh, but the biggest thing, I'm not going to compare with the UK because we don't live there, right?
No.
But right. But comparing with Portugal, I think cars in America are quite bigger.
Yes.
Quite bigger.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
versus trunk, bonnet versus hood, and windscreen versus windshield. But one thing not many of us seem to talk about are these license
yeah.
plates, or as
Oh.
they're known in the UK, number plates. And you might think, well,
You know what? The plates in America surprised me a lot.
Yeah.
We saw people with most of them said Texas in Texas, but we saw plates saying Illinois, Florida.
Yeah.
I wonder if that means that it's people from other states visiting Texas.
Yeah. I believe they can put.
Whatever they want.
Yeah.
No, but the state, I don't think they can fake.
Oh, okay,
I
okay,
think
okay.
if they are from Illinois, if they live in Illinois or if they bought a car in Illinois, they need to put Illinois. But I'm not sure also. So, but I think that they can write stuff.
Yeah,
that,
yes.
yeah, that's totally illegal. Totally.
what is there to talk about, Lawrence? Well, to me, an awful lot, because one of the first things I noticed driving from the airport to my in-laws' house is that America has way more license plate designs than Britain. This is largely because, and this is a fascinating feature of American life, American license plates are issued by the state where the vehicle is registered.
Yeah,
So on that
okay.
drive, I mostly saw Indiana plates because I was in Indiana. But I remember seeing another one that said Florida on it. Which
We saw.
We saw, no, sorry. Our Mustang had this one.
Ah, yes.
But we saw this also on the street.
Yes.
But so we ended up renting a Mustang in Texas, but it had the Florida plate.
Yeah.
Probably the renting company.
Yeah.
They
It was from there.
or maybe they change vehicles.
Yeah, maybe.
Something like that. I have no idea. They also work with the leasing companies, renting companies. so
right.
it's a bit of a mess. So, but yeah, it's a beautiful one, by the way,
It
with the
is.
orange right there.
Wanted one of the people that we were driving with to say, honey, you're not in Kansas anymore, even though they were from Florida. It made no sense. In Britain, our license plates don't feature artwork. Instead, it's just black letters on either a
Okay, that's a bit ugly. I mean, ours are not
Beautiful,
are
but-
not that beautiful,
Yeah.
also. But that's the UK. Yeah, Washington was a great man for a reason.
yellow or a white background. That's
Okay,
it.
a bit better.
But honestly, that day, and I think every day since, I've noticed something else about American roads that doesn't get talked about nearly enough. And it pertains to very specific design choices of our road signs. Basically, I was really surprised by how wordy American road signage is, and how it relies a lot less than Britain on pictograms. And I know what you're thinking, ooh, Lawrence,
Okay.
Britain has words in its road signs. What are you talking about? And yeah, of course, occasionally this is true. I mean, our stop sign is almost identical to the American
it is
stop
the
sign.
same.
But
It's
that
the
is
same,
largely where the similarities stop. Because, for example, while American speed limit signs will write
Yeah, here, my friends, people will not put speed limit. They will just leave the number.
Yes.
It's a bit more, they write everything.
something like speed limit 65, Britain just expects you to know what the number means.
It's exactly this, yeah. Here is also the same thing.
Yes.
Without any further explanation. Similarly, while American no entry signs are indicated by the words no entry, Britain figured we'll just do the same thing
Just,
and you'll have to figure out what a white rectangle
You have to
inside a red
assume
circle
what,
means. In America, a one-way
what
is
it means.
What it means. But
Yeah.
you know what? I kind of like the American way. Shocking, right? But I kind of like the American way because, I mean, it's good to know for sure what it is.
Yeah.
There is no excuses if you don't follow the law. So
indicated by an arrow, but also the words one way in Britain is just an arrow. America, once again, with words indicates a dead end, with the words dead end. In Britain,
no, but for example, for us, this ended up helping a lot because it was our first time in the country.
Yes.
So having all the letters explaining whatever it was going on.
It was good.
For
Yeah.
example, if I saw this, actually this is the same here, but let's say I'm not aware of this sign. If I saw this in America, I probably would be a bit confused. Maybe I can make an assumption,
I agree. Yeah.
but saying that there is no road, dead end, I think is a better way, honestly.
Yes,
I really
yes,
believe
yeah.
it.
again with words indicates a dead end, with the words dead end. In Britain, this is for some reason indicated by a hammer. Again, back in America, just like the dead end sign, but on an orange background, road work ahead. In Britain, it's a person digging or struggling with an umbrella.
We
It
like
really is
pictures.
hard to tell.
I mean, the images, but yeah.
And then things take a bit of a casual turn, because here in America, a pedestrian crossing is often indicated by the words ped-zing, which just
What?
Pedzing.
Pedzing.
Okay.
feels like a child wrote that. So we'll move on and acknowledge the fact that both countries have two pretty common signs to indicate railways or railroads. In both cases, America uses an X to indicate death, danger, or the X-Men. Whereas in Britain, I used to have lovely pictograms of choo-choo train, and this makes me
Okay, but that's cooler.
Yeah.
It's much cooler.
sound like a child. On the one hand, the American
Yes,
version is
that's
possibly
right.
more useful because it spells
So
it
funny.
out for you. On the other hand, it's less useful than the British one if you're visiting the country and you know very little English. Heck, it would read about as well to me as a Spanish
What?
give way.
Okay.
Sede El Paso.
El Paso. Okay.
This is Spanish.
Yeah, but we understand.
Yeah, we understand.
Yeah, because we are Portuguese.
Yeah, but Portuguese is a much better language than Spanish. So
Of course,
we
of
all know
course.
that, right? But it's similar, yeah.
Yeah.
Sign every time I visit Spain.
Oh,
I
Benjamin.
just remembered that when I first moved here, I was absolutely obsessed with American money, and not in the same way that a billionaire tech bro might be.
Okay, I'm gonna say something. The US dollar bill, the $1, or even the others, but let's say the classic one, is super iconic.
It is. Yeah.
But there is a big problem with
What?
there is a big problem with the US money. Looks the same. $1 looks like $10.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? It's very
Yeah, I agree.
difficult to. It's green. Our bills are blue, green,
Mm-hmm.
yellow. So it's easy to know when you look at them what's the number basically. But also another thing, when I started watching YouTube for the first time 20 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching a video of a guy explaining that the dollar had a Illuminati symbol. It's like a pyramid with a eye.
Really?
I think it's kind of true, you know. But I don't know. Maybe there is a better explanation. Maybe not a conspiracy theory explanation.
Right.
You know, offering sorry for this moment, but it was one of the first videos I watched on YouTube.
Okay.
But the way in particular that its notes are designed, you have to understand that I come from a country where the notes, as we call them, are not just differentiated by their colour palette, but also their size. Basically, the more it's worth, the larger it is printed.
Yeah.
So if I'm just dipping
I think it is the same also.
Yes, yes.
think
It's
it's
the
the
same.
into my wallet, I can see and feel instantly what kind of note I'm pulling out. Whereas in America, there's this big mystery surrounding it that makes the whole process incredibly exciting. You pull out a big wad of cash from your wallet, and you can't quite tell how much it
So
is.
the
Is it going to be seven?
See the Illuminati right there, the pyramid.
okay, yes,
I actually wonder why that is there.
Seven ones or 6 20s in a one. And in my case, it is 6 ones and a 20. Still, these days, that is about enough for a coffee at Starbucks. And just to show my English friends,
True, it was crazy expensive to buy coffee at Starbucks in America. Crazy expensive.
I'm talking about, that's a 20, that's a one.
Yes, I mean they are
okay.
different, but it's when you are picking many, I think it's difficult.
It's confusing.
It's very
yeah.
confusing.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
On similar colours and exact same size.
Oh, same size also. Okay.
Now, when I first arrived at my in-laws' house, do you know what the first thing I noticed was after the
No.
smell
What?
of cigarettes? It was all of the awards on all of the shelves, an array of trophies from band practice, some medals for music. And while this probably makes it sound like I married Whitney Houston, it is not uncommon in American households for families to showcase the successes of their children. And it's not uncommon for children to win awards. America loves awards. It loves handing out awards to everybody. In Britain, we're a bit more shy about that kind of thing. We don't want people to get too big for their boots, so the only award that I won in my entire 26 years there was this art prize when I was 11. And between that
cute.
silver play button there and the occasional award for writing, I've now won more awards in America than I ever did in Britain. Which you might think, Lawrence, you could have won both of these awards in Britain. Aren't you just showing off your awards? Yes. But basically what I noticed was all of these homes that had all of these awards and trophies for all of their aspiring and successful children told me that Americans are just better about celebrating themselves, whereas in Britain, we don't want anyone to get too big for their boots. So a simple well done, mate, on your art prize. My aunt could have done better than that, and she's been dead.
You know what? I actually ended up winning a medal when I was a kid for running, but I when I was fit. But I actually lost that medal. It's one of the few things I ended up winning. But here we don't do it that much, right? I agree.
But I like it, this type of mentality.
Yeah, it's very good for kids. I mean, it's just I think we should not give participation type of medals. They need to win, actually. But if they are good at something, reward them. I agree with that. Yeah.
30 years, that was Uncle Toby. Here's something that I never expected to find. Even something very basic, like windows, which we take for granted, are very different on either side of the pond. And we're not just talking about the fact that Americans often...
Yeah, but this is still one of the weirdest things ever.
Yeah.
You know, seeing the air conditioning in the window. Did we saw this in Texas? I don't remember. In New York, we saw this all the time.
I think...
You think so? I don't remember seeing this in Texas, actually. But maybe. This is not that common, from what I understand. It's more for apartments, maybe.
Okay.
Older houses. But in Texas, I felt like we didn't saw this, at least as much, for sure.
Yeah.
But in New York, it was very common.
Yeah.
like to shove air conditioners in these, and that British people don't believe in air conditioning. I'm not even going to talk about those bug shield things that American homes have in the windows. Instead, I'm talking about the window itself. Because in American houses, windows lift up, in theory. Jesus, that's heavy. And that's part of the problem.
You know what? This is actually a giant culture shock.
It
We need to talk more about. Is impossible. We don't have those type of windows here at all. You know, but I wonder if they are practical. You know what I mean?
Don't seem practical.
Yeah, because you have to open. I don't know.
Problem with this method. If I let go, it will just drop and all the glass will break. So I'll just do that. Whereas here, in what is definitely Britain and not my basement downstairs, windows have a tendency to open out.
Oh,
and you might think, well,
okay.
if that's the case, where do you guys put your bug screen? And that's a great question, and the answer is we don't, for reasons that are still not clear to me. So on this score, I think I prefer the British.
You know, I feel like some of the most common windows here. Okay, that one opening right like it is there. Yeah, those are very common here for sure.
Yeah.
But I think even sliding nowadays.
Yes, that is more common
Yeah, I
here.
think it's becoming more common. Yeah.
That's the case. Where do you guys put your bug screen? And that's a great question, and the answer is we don't, for reasons that are still not clear to me. So on this score, I think I prefer the British way. Now, I'm going to whisper at this moment because that's what they do in the BBC nature documentaries. As it happens, I'm about to talk about wildlife. But not America's admittedly abundant wildlife, rather its lack of it. At least when it comes to...
No, this might sound weird, but I would love to see a bald eagle in America.
Me too.
Because it's like the animal that represents the US, you know.
Lack of it, at least when it comes to one particular creature. You see, when I first moved here, I must have been in such awe at the sound of crickets and the sight of fireflies that it took quite a while before I was milling around in a garden and suddenly thought to myself, where are all the hedgehogs? Like in Britain, even though hedgehogs have been in decline for decades, you still expect to see them every summer. What do we get here? possums, raccoons, and those things that look like domestic dogs. Coyote, a coyote. But I wasn't seeing any hedgehogs. Did this mean that the coyotes had eaten them all? No, it turns out hedgehogs are not native to North America. You will not find them in the
I didn't
wild
know
here.
that.
And honestly, when I talk about cultural exchange, it's these little details that matter. Because in a country that has fully embraced Sonic the Hedgehog, on this occasion, it kept all of the gold rings for itself. That's a Sonic reference.
Okay.
So that's it for this episode, and if you want to see me dive deep into the fight...
The thing about animals is, compared with what we have here, I think America, it's like, honestly, it's kind of like a jungle.
Yeah, it is a wild
It's a wild
paradise.
place. It's also a paradise if you love animals,
Yes,
for
yeah.
sure.
I mean, wild animals.
Wild animals, yeah. Yeah, even seeing deer, raccoons.
Yeah.
Well, I never saw a raccoon, for example. I know, actually, we saw a dead raccoon in Texas, in the road. But alive, we never saw one. So
No.
that's a big culture shock again. But yeah, interesting video for sure.
It was, yeah.
I actually miss reacting to Lawrence a bit more. So, my friends, if you end up enjoying this one, don't forget to leave a like. Sarah, say goodbye to our friends.
Bye, guys.
Bye, my friends.